Well, welcome back. I'm glad you're here to hear Chapter 4 of Stone Fox. And last time when we left off, we know there was this mysterious man on Little Willie's porch, and he's waiting for them impatiently, and we don't know who this person is. And we know that Grandfather is still sick, and Little Willie is trying to solve the problem. So let's keep reading, and we're going to start reading Chapter 4. Okay, so Chapter 4 is called The Reason. Ooh, I wonder what reason that could be. Do you think we're going to figure out why Grandfather's sick? Let's find out. Get over here! The voice cut through the air like the twang of a ricocheting bullet. Little Willie had never heard a voice like that before, not on this farm. He couldn't move, but Searchlight sure could. The owner of the voice barely had time to step back into the house and close the door. Searchlight barked and snarled and jumped at the closed door. Then the door opened a crack. The man stood in the opening. He was holding a small derringer, pointing it at Searchlight. His hand was shaking. Oh, here we see another illustration. And we can see Little Willie, and there's Searchlight. You know, she's angry. And here's the stranger. Oh, and he's holding that derringer, which is a gun. Oh no, that seems so dangerous, doesn't it? Oh, I wonder what's going to happen. Don't shoot! Little Willie yelled as he reached out and touched Searchlight gently on the back. The barking stopped. Who are you? Name's Clifford Snyder, State of Wyoming, the man said with authority. He opened the door a little further. The man was dressed as if he was going to a wedding, a city slicker. He was short, with a small head and tiny drooping mustache that reminded Little Willie of the last time he drank a glass of milk in a hurry. What do you want? Little Willie asked. Official business. Can't the old man inside talk? Not regular talk. We have a code. I can show you. As Little Willie reached for the door, Clifford Snyder again aimed the gun at Searchlight, who had begun to growl. Leave that thing outside, he demanded. She'll be all right if you put your gun away. No. Are you afraid of her? I'm not afraid. Dogs can always tell when someone's afraid of them. Just get in the house this minute, Clifford Snyder yelled, and his face turned red. Little Willie left Searchlight outside, but Clifford Snyder wouldn't put his gun away until they were all the way into Grandfather's bedroom, and then he insisted that Little Willie shut the door. Grandfather's eyes were wide open and fixed on the ceiling. He looked much older and much more tired than he had that morning. You're no better than other folks, Cliff Snyder began, as he lit up a long, thin cigar and blew smoke towards the ceiling. And anyway, it's the law, plain and simple. Little Willie didn't say anything. He was busy combing Grandfather's hair like he had every day when he got home. When he finished, he held up the mirror so Grandfather could see. I'm warning you, Clifford Snyder continued. If you don't pay, we have our ways, and it's all legal, all fair and legal. You're no better than other folks. Do we owe you some money, Mr. Snyder? Little Willie asked. Taxes, son. Taxes on this farm. Your grandfather there hasn't been paying them. Little Willie was confused. Taxes? Grandfather had always paid every bill and always on time, and Little Willie did the same. So what was this about taxes? Grandfather had never mentioned them before. There must be some mistake. Is it true? Little Willie asked Grandfather. But Grandfather didn't answer. Apparently, he had gotten worse during the day. He didn't move his hand or even his fingers. "Ask him about the letters," piped up Clifford Snyder. "What letters?" "Every year we send a letter, a tax bill, showing you how much you owe." "I've never seen one," insisted little Willie. "Probably threw them out." "Are you sure?" began little Willie, and then he remembered the strong box. He removed the boards, then lifted the heavy box up onto the floor. He opened it and removed the papers he remembered seeing when he had looked for the money to rent the horses. "Are these the letters?" he asked. Clifford Snyder snatched the letters from little Willie's hand and examined them. "Yup, sure are," he said. "These go back over 10 years. He held up one of the letters. "This here is the last one we sent." Oh no. And here we see the illustration, the box, the strong box with the letters inside. Little Willie looked at the paper. There were so many figures and columns and numbers that he couldn't make any sense out of what he was looking at. "How much do we owe you, Mr. Snyder?" "Says right here, clear as a bell." The short man jabbed his short finger at the bottom of the page. Little Willie's eyes popped open. $500? We owe you $500? Cliff Snyder nodded, rocking forward on his toes, making himself taller. "If you don't pay," he said, "I figure this here farm is just about worth—" "You can't take our farm away!" Little Willie screamed and Searchlight began barking outside. "Oh, yes, we can," Clifford Snyder said, smiling, exposing his yellow, tobacco-stained teeth. Well, that brings us to the end of Chapter 4. I hope you've enjoyed listening to the story. And so now we know what is causing Grandfather to be sick. We know that he owes $500 in taxes for the farm where they live. And $500 might not seem like a lot of money to us now, but back then, when the story takes place, we know that that was a large amount of money. And so that might be the reason why Grandfather is so very sick, because he's so worried about paying this money that he owes. And let's consider, do you think that Grandfather has enough money, that he's making enough money from the farm to be able to pay this? What would be the reason why he wouldn't be paying this all this time? He seemed to be responsible about everything else, right? Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed Chapter 4, and I look forward to reading the next chapter, Chapter 5, tomorrow. Alright, see you next time. Bye!